Alright, so in this video we're going to be talking about the organization of an atom. And here we're going to be using the Bohr model. This is an important name to know, the Bohr model. Alright, so we're going to have three main parts of our atom. We're going to have protons, electrons, and neutrons. And the protons are going to have a positive charge. I always remember this as P is for proton, P is for positive protons. And the protons are going to be found in the nucleus. The nucleus is going to be in the center of the atom. It's kind of the control center of the atom. And this is where our protons are going to be. The number of protons is going to determine which element this atom makes up. So if we have one proton, that is going to be a different element than if we have two protons. And that is going to be a different element than if we have three protons. Electrons are going to have a negative charge. And I always remember this, that if you look at this word, electrons, you can see lots of negative signs in this word. You can see 3 in this capital E. You can see 1 in the lowercase e, in the T. So we can see lots of negative signs in this word electrons. Electrons have a negative charge. And these electrons in the Bohr model are going to be orbiting the nucleus, just like planets orbit the sun. And we're usually going to have the same number of electrons as we have protons. Alright, but here's the thing. Each circle, or each shell, can only hold a certain number of electrons. So this first circle can hold 2 electrons. But we have 3 protons here, so we're going to need a third electron. So it's going to have to go in the next shell. And atoms are always trying to have a full outer shell. They can do this by getting rid of electrons, by stealing electrons, or by sharing electrons. And we're going to talk about that in another video. Right now you just need to know that they're always trying to have a full outer shell. Neutrons have a neutral charge. And I always remember this, that neutron and neutral start with the same 5 letters. So neutral neutrons. And neutrons are going to be found in the nucleus with the protons. And we can have a variation in the number of neutrons. So we have this element here, this atom. It has 3 protons, 3 electrons, but it could have 1 neutron, it could have 2 neutrons, it could have 3, it could even have 4 neutrons. And these variations are called isotopes. Right now you don't need to worry about what each of the different isotopes is. You just need to know that the isotopes are a variation in the number of neutrons. This is called an isotope. Alright, so let's review what we've gone over so far. So we have protons. Protons have a positive charge because P is for proton, P is for positive. We have positive protons. These are found in the nucleus of the atom, the nucleus or the control center. The number of protons is going to determine which element this atom is making up. We have electrons. Electrons have a negative charge, and in the Bohr model, these electrons are orbiting the nucleus like planets orbiting the sun. And each shell or circle can only hold a certain number of electrons. And they're always trying to have a full outer shell. Neutrons have a neutral charge. Neutrons are found in the nucleus, and there can be a variation in the number of neutrons. And these variations are called isotopes.